Hi, and welcome to Lesson 3. This is about kindling your digestive fire. So to begin with, let me just explain that Ayurveda has a concept called Agni, which is basically fire. But this fire is basically what underlies everything. Every metabolic change that happens within our body concerns this fire. And so if this fire is not burning strong and bright, it's an indicator of our health. Ayurveda says that it's all about flow. And you can see that for yourself in your digestion. If you think about flow that is too much, flow that is deficient, and flow that is a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So if we look at how that actually plays out in our bodies, we know that when flow is too much, that's diarrhea. That is dysmenorrhea. It's too much. The flow is too strong. When it's deficient, that's more like constipation and migraines and headaches and blockages. And when it's variable, sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's weak. You can't depend on it. Well, that then means that you're probably suffering in your appetite. So if that's you, I'm just going to start you off on that one, because if your appetite is variable, here's a little trick to stimulate your appetite. You take a little ginger, grate the ginger so that you get that, so that you get the juice in there too. Grate the ginger, put a little lime juice on it, sprinkle a little bit of salt, and take a little spoon of that or a little pinch of that. If that doesn't start to get you hungry within 5 minutes, then there's probably a deeper issue. But give that a try if your appetite is what's been suffering. But in thinking about the abnormal flow can result in vomiting or hiccups, or you know what that is when you get really shocked and it just hijacks your breath. That means that even your breath has a flow. So everything in your body has timing and it has flow. And if things aren't working in their optimal way, then Ayurveda says that we need to take a look at that and see what we can do to change that. So improving your habits is probably the best way that you can improve your digestion. They say that to eat your main meal in the middle of the day because that's when your digestion is strongest. Eat enough in one meal that you don't feel that you need to snack later. And the reason for that is this. If you've ever cooked rice, you know this one. Let's say you put a pot of rice on to cook, and after about a half an hour, you get a phone call that says, hey, 3 more people are coming over for dinner tonight. Well, you wouldn't go and get another handful of raw rice and throw it into the pot, because you'd end up with no good rice. That's the idea behind not snacking, is because if all of your energy is involved in digesting the food that you ate, and it goes through different stages of digestion, as soon as you pop something else in your mouth, it sets the first stage going again, which takes energy away from the later stages of digestion. So if you want to improve your digestion, that's the best reason for not snacking. Keep your meals regular. Let your body start to get used to what's happening. And then to think, if you've got excess flow, you might want to take some of the heat out of your system. If you've got blockages, this is where you can probably do the most. So don't go out, run out and get yourself laxatives and fiber supplements. If you just learn to be a little more sensible in what you're eating, you could probably make a big difference. So the things to avoid if you have a tendency to be slow is avoid the cold things. Get into a habit of drinking warm beverages. I call it tea without the tea. I'm just drinking warm water. Sometimes I put some lemon in it, but just drinking warm water. If you're drinking cold water, think about what a shock that is to your system, because it's not cold inside your body. And that means that your body needs to heat it up. The same thing goes for a lot of raw food. You don't want to eat a whole lot of raw food, have that most of your meal, because again, your body's going to have to work a whole lot harder to get that going. It's the thing about a lot of diets that use a lot of raw food is that you feel really great for a couple of months until your digestive system starts to get tired because it has to work really hard to consume all those raw things. So if that sounds like you, that you might want to consider taking on more cooked foods, porridge and soup and things that your body knows what they are and is almost pre-digested. It's super easy to digest. So regular meals, there are Ayurvedic remedies to get things moving if they are stopped up. So feel free to contact me, reach out to me. I can give you a little more information. And well, basically everybody's different. And so when it comes to how to work with your particular constitution, if you need a little bit of help, I can push you in the right direction. Or if you want a full consultation, I'm available for that too. What are the other things I need to tell you? Oh, the 6 tastes. If you have all 6 tastes in your plate or in your meal, your body's going to be a lot happier too. And that is sweet, salty, sour, astringent, bitter. Salty. Did I get salty? I don't know. There are 6 tastes, and there's an Ayurvedic formula actually called Hingvasta Churna that has them all in one mixture, and you can just take a little bit of that, sprinkle it on the first bite of your food, and it takes care of getting the 6 tastes in there. So there are a few tips on getting your digestive fire ignited, and know that the stronger the fire is, the better everything gets digested, and that includes everything that comes in from the outside, ideas and philosophies. Everything just gets a little bit easier when you're digesting well. So I wish you healthy, good digestion, and we'll catch up with you in the next lesson. Be well.